And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Bilal Nichols just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 18. No gain on the dump-off at 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Got a man, that's Trent Sherfield. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
A gain of 12. First down, Chicago.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Mixon with a first down carry. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
18. Alert.
Now Trubisky. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
Check. Watch 54.
from midfield now. Here's Trubisky. And he's got his man on the out route. Past the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 46 yards. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? That they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Another try for Mixon. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action, throw the ball.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Joe Mixon. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you? And that's caught inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point from McManus is good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Trubisky. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got
touchdown, Vikings! Amari Cooper, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Hey, Alpha! Watch out! Check right 54! Right 54!
Now Trubisky to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Corey Littleton there on the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Going deep for Diggs. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well. Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now it's Trubisky. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Alert, 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 alert! Hey, orbit!
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard, and you probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about that little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Trubisky. Man open, it's Goodwin. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Put up! 180! Mike 50, huh? You want this. Hey, alert, 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 alert! Mike 50, Mike 50.
Looking to throw. Trubisky on first down. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now 21-7. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Trubisky now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Here's Trubisky looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Joe Mixon. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Check. Hey, Wahoo! Come on. Right there, 54.
They're going on 4th down. It's Trubisky. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Flush to his, and time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Bilal Nichols able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Sack City, baby.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Trying to lay one up deep. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A good return there, 17 yards, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Throwing here, Trubisky. Blitz coming, and down he goes. How about the safety, Minka Fitzpatrick, swooping in for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And they'll get to this and down it inside the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Irv Smith Jr. Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Back to you. I'm going back to you.
Back to throw here. Open man is Ross, complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So we have come to halftime at what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Pass complete to his receiver, Pettis. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Trubisky and the troops staying out there. They will go for it.
Right there.
Here we go on 4th down with Trubisky. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That's to Cook out of the backfield. It'll be a gain of 6, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. They'll set up a throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, it should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
And McManus able to put it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. Fourth down. They run for it with Mixon. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Right there in the middle, 55.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to look end zone here for Cooper. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Cooper's got it. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. 2nd and 14. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 19 yards away. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Trubisky will throw. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 1st down for the Bears, a gain of 15. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 14 yards in a Chicago 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. once more. It's Trubisky. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. On third down, Trubisky. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Fourth down. Here's Trubisky. And this is incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. So they have now gone for it on fourth 4 times, and they have converted no times.
I know we talk about analytics and how it's entered into the game, and there's a good percentage that says, go for it, you will actually make a good percentage. In this case, the analytics just went right out the window. 0 for 4. They've got to start looking at things in a different way.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A good pickup there of 22. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
And 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Let's go, D. 58. 58 is the mic.
Now back to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
They'll run with Cook, and he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. McManus's point after is good, and that will extend this big lead.
Vikings 38, Bears 7. Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Check 52.
Now Trubisky to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Throwing on 2nd and long. Trubisky, and that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Here's Trubisky to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Going deep downfield for Ross. And this is taken in at the 5. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 51 yards.